Hello, beautiful people. It's another brand new day, and I'm super excited that you tuned into my podcast for today. Thank you so very much. I'm truly grateful, and it gives me so much delight each time you listen to this wonderful podcast. And I trust that you have always been learning something new, and your life is changing on a daily basis. Because my mentor will always say, and I will always reiterate it, that our success in life is a function of our daily agenda, how committed we are to ensure that we become better. And I trust that just by you listening to this podcast, I trust that you're on the pathway to becoming the best version of you that you can be. And that's what I'm committed to ensure that you grow, to ensure that you advance, to ensure that you become the best version that you can ever be. I also want to appreciate everyone who took our time to listen to my last podcast when I talked about pragmatic secrets to a life of lasting influence. I made us to understand, and I shared two wonderful secrets, and I told us that if only we can pattern our lives with these two secrets, it will set us on the ladder of success. It will make our success and our influence to outlive us. And number one, I talked about service, the act of contributing to the welfare of others, being willing to serve, being willing to serve people will determine how well you can influence them, because naturally we are indebted to anyone who has served us. So one of the key ways of influence is service. Service is one of the key way to a life of influence. And number two, I talked about support. And if only we can assist and help those that are around us achieve their goal, then we can what? Become so influential. Great men and women who have ever lived, they are people who live their life, one, in service to humanity, and two, in support to their friends and well-wishers. They realize that they can't do life alone. They realize that at each point in time in life, somebody we may have to need our help. And I trust you. Please be that person, and I tell you, your influence over that person that you have helped, that you have served, or that you have supported will not be forgotten in a hurry. Alright, down to today's podcast. On today's podcast, I want to talk about a beautiful topic titled Trade Off. Trade Off. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines trade off as a giving up of one thing in return for another. Just imagine, wow. When I saw this definition, I was like, wow. So it means that certain things I want to get in life, if I don't give up something, then I can't get it. This life is like a marketplace. The same way we go to the market to buy stuffs, whatever we need for our upkeep and the likes. But what determines what we buy out of the market is a function of how much money is at our disposal. The same thing is true for life. We, on a daily basis, it's either we are buying something or we are selling something. So the question now is, what do you have that you can use in exchange for that which you really want? There are necessary trade-offs we must embark on in life if truly we must live where we are now to where we want to be. A student who wants to be successful in his or her exam understands that he has to give up pleasure. He has to give up personal satisfaction for what? In order to what? To meet that goal, in order to become a person of source of success. So there are trade-offs we must be willing to make on a daily basis. The exchange. So the question is, what do you have that you can use to exchange for what you want? It's called the law of sacrifice. Because the law of sacrifice says that in order for you to get what you want, you must give what you have. I will repeat that. The law of sacrifice says that in order for you to get what you want, you must give what you have. So the question now is, what do you have? What are you willing? What steps are you willing to take in order to get to to your desired destination. Everyone who have ever achieved anything great and worthwhile, they exchanged one thing for all the other. And that's how life works. The same way, in order for you to plant, when you want to plant a seed, the seed first of all dies. So that means if you don't sow a seed to the soil, then you will not reap a harvest. So every one of us must understand that in order for you to get what you want and what you desire out of life, then you must be willing to make necessary trade-offs. An athlete who wants to win the Olympic understands that in order to win the Olympic, he or she must give in to some certain rules and play by the rules. It's the law of exchange. You can't get what you want without giving something that you have. Nothing comes cheaply. Success, happiness, a life of bliss doesn't come cheaply. It's something that we must work for on a daily basis. As we all know, before the money system came into the money system that is talking about naira and notes, pounds and dollars, humans engaged in a form of transaction called trade by barter, and that's like exchanging the goods you have in order to get the goods that you need. So that the same way people of old in ancient times, when they wanted something, they must give out something in order to receive that which they need. The same is true for life. If we must get what we desire, if we must get what we aspire for, then there are certain sacrifices, there are certain things we need to exchange for that thing. So the question is, what trade-offs have you made up your mind to do? I know we all have great dreams, we have great expectations, great goals, great aspiration, but the question now is, what are you willing to give up in order to achieve that success? What are you willing to give up? There must be an exchange. There must be an exchange. In order for you to get what you want, then there must be something you must give up in order to get what you want. I will talk about 3 areas of our life, 3 things of which I know, 3 necessary trade-offs we must embark on if truly we want to live a life of success, a life of influence, a life of impact, a life of joy and peace. Then there must be, because certainly peace can only be achieved after war. So that must tell you that in order for us to get peace, then there must be a war. That's to make you understand that in life, that's the way life works. You must give up one thing in order to get something that you desire. So, the first trade-off I would like to, necessary thing that we need to trade off, number 1, immediate pleasure for personal growth. It takes decades to grow an oak tree, but only days to grow a squash. I will say that again. It takes decades to grow an oak tree, but only days to grow a squash. If we must become a person of success, then the first trade-off we must do must be what? Immediate pleasure for personal growth. Growth is not a fun fair. Success doesn't come cheaply. The same way a student will burn the midnight candle in order for him or her to become a success in that exam. Then the same way we must give up personal pleasures in order for us to achieve what? Personal growth. Growth doesn't come cheaply. There must be a price. Everything you need in this life comes at a price. It's only those that will be able to pay the price will get the prize. So we must be willing to give up personal pleasures. I know someone once said, do what makes you happy. But I beg to disagree. I do not just do what make you happy. Do what make you better. Because sometimes the things that make us happy, they pierce us like scorpions and serpents. Because sometimes, because of the crave of I want to do what I'm happy, we remain where we are. No student enjoys staying or to a student understands that in order to achieve good grades in an exam, he must sacrifice his or her sleep. The same way it is in life. If we must truly move from where we are, we must sacrifice instant gratification in order to achieve something worthwhile. Something worthwhile. We must be willing to give up joy at the moment in order for us. Number 2 trade-off we need to undertake is everything for one thing. You know, as a young person, as growing up, we have so many things at our disposal, so many choices, so many things are calling for our attention. But until you get to that point when you have discovered your reason for living, something that you are willing to do all your life, then you must what? Give up everything for one thing. So the question now is, have you discovered your life's purpose? Have you discovered that what vision do you have concerning your life? Then I tell you, you must give up everything in order to achieve that one thing. The Holy Scriptures say concerning one of the greatest apostles that ever lived, he said, but this one thing I do, forgetting everything that is behind and pressing on to that which is before. So in order to be able to achieve greatness, in order to be able to achieve mastery and competence in what we do, then we must be willing to what? Give up everything for just one thing. What do you want to be known for? What that at the end when you are now 80 years, 90 years, what will you want to be known for? Decide on it. Pay the required price. Give up everything for that one thing. Number 3, quantity for quality. Sometimes we don't really pay for things with money, we pay with time. Because time is life. We must, a point comes in our lives whereby you have to, it is not just the numbers, the number of friends that we have, but what? The quality of friends that we have. Because the number of friends or followers you have on Facebook or social media is not a guarantee to a life of success. We must give up quantity. We must leave the mediocre and press on and pursue that which is that is lasting and that will make us achieve greatness and success. There are necessary trade-offs we must embark on in order to achieve greatness in life. So number 1, we must be able to give up what? Personal pleasure for personal growth. 2, we must be able to give up everything for one thing. 3, we must be able to give up quantity for quality. And I tell you, if only you can make up your mind to pay the required price, I tell you, you will become a success that the world will reckon with. What do you want to be known for? Make up your mind. Ask yourself, what am I willing to trade off? What is it personal? I know some of us we will like enjoyment and pleasure, but we must be able to give some of these if we must become the person of our dreams. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast for today. I remain your host, Andrew Lobo, and it's always my pleasure to be a blessing. Thank you so very much. You can contact me on Instagram at Andrew Lobo, on Facebook at Andrew Lobo, on Twitter at Olobo_Andrew, on LinkedIn as Olobo Andrew. Thank you so very much. I await your feedback and comment as always. Do well to like, comment, and share to your social media handles. Thank you very much.